everyone, I'm Katie Cullen with FANVERSATION.com, and we're here at Anime Expo 2018. Here's who I talked with today. I'm here with Keith Silverstein. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, how's your Anime Expo been?
It's way too hot outside, so my advice to anyone coming here is get inside as quickly as possible and stay inside.
For those of you watching in places that aren't LA, it's like 105 degrees out today. It's nuts.
And it's one of those days where you get out of the sun and it doesn't matter. It's like an oven, so there's no escaping it.
Yeah, the sun goes down and it's still like 95. Hey, great.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So I feel for everybody who's cosplaying today and had to park 3 blocks away. Like, I so much love and healing energy and appreciation out to all of you, because I love the cosplay. So,
what cosplays have you seen that you like?
what have I seen? I saw a group of, I want to say Boba Fett's, because most of them look like Boba Fett's. They were all different colors.
Mandalorians.
They were, Mandalorians always wear that armor?
For the most part.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure about that. So it was multiple Mandalorians then, is what I saw. I wasn't sure that the armor was absolutely affiliated with that. So I knew Boba Fett was a Mandalorian, but I didn't know. See, I just learned something about Star Wars.
Yeah,
they all dress the same, those Mandalorians. Exactly the same. Different colors, though. That's the freedom you get. Yeah.
You can kind of do whatever you want with that.
Sure, but that was a group I saw that was very, very cool. And I'm trying to see what else. I saw my first Mondo from Danganronpa on Thursday. That I had never seen that. And it was funny because I was so not used to seeing that I assumed she was dressed as somebody from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because the hair, the pomp. So I thought, and then I got corrected, and I was like, that was so embarrassing, because I'm like, I should know this. I provide the voice for, never mind. So it was one of my embarrassing moments.
I mean, I can't tell you the number of times I've gone, oh, are you cosplaying as... No, you're cosplaying from something I've literally never heard of.
Right.
Never mind. Sorry.
We all do that with our minds, though. We think of the thing we know. We're like, oh, you're the Joker. And it's like, no, you're not. I'm not the Joker. I'm from XYZ anime, something else that everybody says that. Oh, and they're also mad at you.
But it is based on the Joker, so you're almost right.
Right. The nice ones say that. They try to make you feel a little better about it. Other ones are just like, wrong.
Well, the nice ones are the ones worth talking to and hanging out with.
That's true. Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about your voice roles.
Okay.
Maybe this is just me as an Overwatch fan, but I'd say you're pretty dang well known for being Torbjorn right now.
Well, it's hard to compete with the success of Overwatch. I mean, I don't think anybody had any idea that it was going to blow up the way that it did. I don't think they knew at Blizzard. I think they probably thought it would be successful, because I don't think they release anything at all that they don't think is going to be successful. They don't. I mean, they don't mess around. Every one of their games is arguably the best of that style of game. So they knew they had something worth releasing, but I don't think anybody had an idea it was going to blow up the way it did, least of all me.
They were expecting the success, but not the fandom.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. So very honored to be a part of that, and that just keeps on going. And I'm excited because there's apparently a rework for Torbjorn coming up, and I can't wait.
Is there?
That's the rumor.
Huh.
Yeah.
I knew there'd been one for Symmetra recently, and
Right.
I know they just reworked Wrecking Ball, even though he's not quite out yet. But
Right.
Huh. Okay, well, pie in the sky. What would
Yeah.
you like to see in a Torbjorn rework?
You know, it's funny. I had people asking me this the other day. It's hard for me to step in and say, just because Blizzard knows what they're doing. I don't want anything that changes fundamentally what he does. Like, I don't take away his turret and give him something else. Like, the fundamentals, like, I want to be there, but they're not going to mess with that, I wouldn't think. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a matter of making him hit a little, like he can take a little more damage, or that his shots are a little more powerful, or if it's going to be something like extra, like, oh, now his hammer also shoots out on a chain or does something cool, or like, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't want the wall climb. I don't think that is going to substantially help Torb. It's just funny. So I don't want funny stuff. I want like legit, like, oh, he's a little more badass now than he used to be.
I love the idea of a hammer on a chain, but
I don't know what that just, who knows, something like that.
Torbjorn wall climbing, just as an image, is a
Right.
beautiful thing.
I have seen it. I've seen this online. It's kind of, beautiful is one way to describe it. It looks a little scary, but sure, it's beautiful. It's beautiful in its own way.
Is there any line in particular that people really like you to say? Like they ask you to say, oh, do the thing.
I think the one that most people ask is actually, my baby! Seems to be like the one that everybody loves, which is like kind of the goofiest one. But I think that's the main one people seem to dig.
Well, it's hysterical, and it's a lot because he has these turrets that he calls his children, and his oldest daughter is in the game.
Right.
Which, that's a lot of fun to play
Which
with.
is nice that she's now in the game. I think it's very cool. It's a cool dynamic, and I like it because I've got more backstory on my character. I know a lot of the fans think that they gave us like all the information on our characters, and we know everything about Torbjorn, and it's not true. And we know the basics that we need to know, which pretty much is everything that's out right now. Now, if I go in, if they call me in next week, that's an if. I'm not telling you I have a session. If they call me in next week, hypothetically, and there's something they need to tell me because of my lines that relates to it, they'll tell me. And of course I will. But in general, I have so many questions and so many things I personally still want to know about the character. And slowly we're learning a little bit here, a little bit there. And he's got to have more kids too. So.
Oh yeah,
it has to be. He has so many grandchildren that they've already announced. So it's like those did not all come from Vegeta. There's no way.
Yeah, we've seen them in the comics, and it's just this group of children.
Right. And that's not all from her. I don't think so.
No.
So we've got more to find out. Ooh, I can't wait. A little crazy.
That's fine. It's fun.
Yeah.
We've gotten a Torbjorn comic teaming up with Bastion.
Right.
What would you like to see in a Torbjorn cinematic, like if we ever get one?
Ooh. I'd like to see something that really gets to the heart of the character. What I like about those shorts is that they make the characters that much more endearing. I mean, all the ones I've seen, once you watch that, everyone they've done, pretty much everyone, you have a much better understanding of who that character is, and you empathize with him a little bit. You're like, you get it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want just something so that everybody goes, oh, for Tor, because I mean that's the ideal. Because the ones that I saw that made me do that, like, I mean the Reinhardt one is so good. There's so many, even Soldier 76 one, like so many of them. You're like, oh my god, the Bastion one. Oh, you're like, oh, I get it. And it doesn't necessarily make them your favorite character, but it makes you go, I like so and so. And so I don't know what it is that I need to see, and I'm sure they'll look back at his past and decide what moments are the most important to show that carry the most oomph in character and explain who he is, why he is who he is today. And so that's what I want. Whatever that is, Blizzard, that's what I want to see.
Just more backstory.
Yeah, I think backstory is the best way to go. I mean, that's what I want. More than future, I want to know what's... And I think most everything they've done has been kind of backstory, if I'm right.
Yeah, I think for the most part, yeah.
Because that's one of the fascinating things for me. This is me just speculating. Almost everything we've been introduced to has been like, oh, this happened in the past, or a couple of things from the past have kind of come, like Doomfist, or show up from, we get their past and now they're here with us. My kind of fantasy about the world is after we get all of our pasts, and this is just me speculating, I think it'd be kind of cool for present stuff to change. Does that make sense? Here's what I'm getting at. They have an event that changes fundamentally the world of Overwatch. Like something presently happens, and you see it in all the levels, and all the maps are a little different because XYZ is happening. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of it's been past stuff. So what if like something crazy happened and all the worlds were, something happened, I don't know, under martial law, or falling apart, decrepit for some reason, or I don't have the answer, but I'm just like, that would be so exciting, I think, for the fans after getting some backstory to be like, a change is coming, that type of a vibe, and then we're all like, what's going to happen, and then something significant does happen.
That would be incredible. Oh
my God,
I
don't think they've tapped into that. I'm sure they've thought about it, because I can't imagine Blizzard hasn't thought about everything, but to me, like, I think that would be like an incredible next phase.
We've gotten a little teeny bit of the something happens and things change when Doomfist came out, and then they edited the Numbani map.
That's true.
So you'd love to see that across all the maps.
Well, it's something, that like for those comic book fans, like the Crisis on Infinite Earths type of vibe, or the Secret Wars vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like something that just changes the universe from there, like a big boom. Oh man, now this is all happened. Would be Age of Apocalypse, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's not the same anymore.
Yeah. No, that would be incredible.
Just me fantasizing.
I guess stay tuned for BlizzCon.
I don't know. No, trust me.
This is a lot of pie in the sky theory.
If I had any information about this, I wouldn't say anything. This is me being a fan and just saying, oh my God, what if they did this type of deal? So
Somewhere at Blizzard, someone is looking at this and going,
shut
how
up!
did he get the file?
Shut up, Keith, shut up!
No, we're just
Making
having
stuff
fun.
up.
Let's switch gears a little bit because
Okay.
it's kind of hard to come back from the Overwatch apocalypse, and I rather like
Yes,
that.
let's.
Let's talk a little bit about Miraculous Ladybug.
Ah,
The
yes,
villain,
indeed.
The villain is so often the linchpin of a series,
Uh-huh.
and you play Hawkmoth. You want to tell us a little bit about what you bring into the character?
Well, interesting thing about Hawkmoth is early on, he starts off very cliche. And some characters just are. And I tell this to people, it's not a bad thing, but you have your moments where he's like, where he's first, oh, you're so sad and this, and now I'm going to akumatize you. And then he has the, get the miraculous. And then he has the, oh, I'll get you next time, right? So it's very cliche in that formula.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty straightforward. But what's been very interesting is the folks at ZAG, now with the second season, are kind of introducing some of his motivations. There's a lot of theories. I don't want to get too specific, but there are a lot of theories now for his motivations and what's driving him and why he's doing what he's doing. And I think it's starting to give him a little more of a human side. And we're starting to go, oh, because I think he was very just evil. Bad guy wants power. And it's really been a lot of fun. And I love when I go in to record and they have something else in the script other than the 1, 2, 3. And then I go, yes, because I think the fans are really enjoying it. It's just another level to the show. We get all this backstory and all these interesting things about our heroes. But I always find a villain is a better villain when we know more about them than just when they're more three-dimensional. They're not just a one-dimensional boom, boom, boom thing.
Yeah, I keep comparing it to Sailor Moon villains because the best Sailor Moon villains weren't the ones that were super powerful and showed up and then just wanted power for the sake of power. They were the ones that were human, that had a reason behind it, that
Right.
you could actually believe in and sometimes root for, depending on the circumstances.
Yeah.
So we're looking at that with Hawkmoth then.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are the best villains. And there's no need to start them out. They can start off cliche, which I think is great. Because then we go, okay, cool, because we're focusing on our heroes and all these other characters and stuff. But then for this to creep up and become more and more interesting over here just adds, it's already a successful show. And now we're adding all of that into it. And I don't know where it's going to go yet. Again, I don't know ahead of what we've recorded so far. Although there are some cool surprises coming up soon. But that makes it more exciting for me, definitely. And I hope some of the fans out there are starting to be a little more interested on the villain side and what's going on, behind the curtain and everything. So,
I mean, we got some pretty good reveals towards the end of season 1, so even just building off of that. And I don't want to say anything for those of you who haven't watched Miraculous Ladybug. You should be. It's wonderful.
I agree.
Hey, is there anything else that you would like to tell the fans? Any products that you're working on that you can tell us about?
Oh, I really want to. I really, 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 really want to. I was trying to think before we started talking, what can I talk about? What can I even say? Every game and every show, they're so... You can't. So I honestly don't know. I can say that for the Hunter x Hunter fans out there, the Chimera arc is almost over, and I'm very much looking forward to getting back to some Hisoka. So hopefully soon I'll go in to record for some of that stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of really cool announcements. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do, because I have a number of things I can't say anything about that I'm actually really excited about, and they're close. I'm probably within a month, 2 months going to start announcing these things. So I wish I could say, but it's fun stuff.
So I just kind of handed you a minefield there, didn't I?
You did, and it just seemed, sometimes there's more things I can talk about. Right now it feels like I have a lot of stuff I would love to talk about that I can't because I want to keep working.
So just keep an eye on your Twitter then.
Please do, please, because as soon as I can, I promise, I will say, I'm in this, and I'm in that, and this one. So.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the fans?
Just thank you so much for your support. I mean, I was here signing today. I was signing earlier on Thursday. I had so many amazing people come through. It was an honor to meet all of you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I wasn't sitting there just twiddling my thumbs. It's been a blast. I had some fan art from some of the fans, which to me, is unbelievable to me. I told this young lady today who drew something for me, because I always keep that stuff. And I keep it because I know there's going to be a time in 2 years, 3 years, 5 months that I'm just down, because it happens with everybody, you know, we're all human. And I will go, oh, and I'll sit there and I'll break out fan art and the things that people have drawn and written me, and it's going to make me smile and cry in the best of ways. And I think, I just want you to know that I really appreciate that when people do that. And I keep it, and it's just awesome. So thank you. I feel very blessed.
That is incredibly sweet.
It's the truth. I feel like I'm just a real lucky guy. I love what I do. I've been in the right place at the right time on a few important, dates, and careers working out. And I thank my lucky stars, and hopefully I'll keep going and keep doing what I love.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Thank you.
And remember to join the FANVERSATION.